Hey, I'm Scott, and today I've got a letter. Imagine that, I've got a letter. Uh, the other day I got a yet another email from a guy who has emailed me many, many times. In fact, I'm beginning to wonder if he's trying to ask 20 questions. He's somewhere around question number 16. Maybe he might already be at 20. I don't know. But let me go over some of his first questions, and then I'll get to his most recent question. He's a 21-year-old American. He's been in Southeast Asia since May of this year, so a little more than 7 months. And in my opinion, he overcomplicates everything. He thinks too much. He's an analyzer. He just thinks way too much. And, here in Thailand, Thais have a saying, and that is, don't think too much. And I believe all foreigners that visit or move here should familiarize themselves with certain Thai tenets. And these tenets are Maipan Rai, Jayen Yen, and Ya Kit Mak. Maipan Rai is never mind, don't worry. Jayen Yen means to relax, cool down, don't get too excited. Ya Kit Mak means don't think too much. And I think everybody should learn those. Wherever they live, I think if you apply those tenets to your life, life is much better. Now, let me just go over his questions. First question, which bag is... Now, he's emailed me all these questions. Which bag is best for traveling? Which camera do you think is best for me? Which lens is best for me? How can I get around these ATM fees in Bangkok? Can I get a visa extension on a no visa entry? Where can I get good bread? Because I really miss good bread. Should I get my Thailand tourist visa in Cambodia? Will immigration want guarantors and references? Should I count on getting my tourist visa and just book a round-trip ticket? Is an e-ticket acceptable for immigration? I'm thinking of getting an ED visa to stay here. What do you think? How can I deposit Thai baht into a U.S. bank account? Should I get a single or multiple entry visa? I don't quite have $7,000 in the bank. Will immigration be lenient? Now, these are some of the questions that he sent me, but he also sent me a question that really made me take notice, and some of you may remember this question. He wrote in and said, I feel like this life is no longer worth it. Everyone is out for themselves, and even those closest to me are so backwards and screwed up that I've passed my threshold. I'm still in Bangkok and trying to stay sane. Depending on your mindset and how you manage what this place can throw at you really dictates how you feel when things reach the breaking point. I legitimately feel like destroying the Thai girl I was staying with. It's taking everything I have to not completely wreck myself as well. I don't know what to do, Scott. Women can be so insufferable. Okay, and? So, people can be insufferable. Get yourself out of those situations. So I wrote him back and said, get rid of her. You're the one who has chose to be with her, so choose to leave. Women aren't a priority. Pussy can be bought. You haven't even been here that long. My guess is your Thai is very limited, which it was. So, WTF do you expect? Either fuck him and leave him, or find a woman better suited to you. So he writes back to me, thanks for the advice. At my age, I suppose I really shouldn't rely on another person to be selfless enough to live up to my standards, much less forget about myself. It's becoming apparent that I'm still too idealistic and impractical about my expectations in relationships. I will say that especially in Thailand, I think you should be mindful about your dealings with people. You should be mindful about your dealings with people anywhere you are in the world, okay? As much as I like Thailand as a logical Westerner, the whole array of issues that exist over here just smacked me in the face and left me in disbelief. Granted, I'm new to the culture and have much to learn, but I feel somewhat worthy of having some opinions. Well, of course you can have opinions. It doesn't mean that those opinions are based on fact or that they're correct. But that's why I always say get to know the culture before you decide whether you're going to move here or not. Get to know it a little bit. You know, maybe it's not for him. Now, this is one of the previous questions that he asked me, and then I went back and forth with him, and I felt bad because to me, it seems like, you know, he had some mental issues. He goes on, the poor education system, lack of forethought, analytical abilities, and the ability to be accountable is certainly present in some portion of the population. Well, it's you know what? It's present in just about every population around the world. I mean, I hate to tell you this, but it's not just Thailand. It's interesting to learn about and talk about these things, but ultimately I feel like there's nothing we can do about it. Okay, so what does that mean then? If you don't know what to do about it, what should you do? I mean, if you can't do anything, what is the point of getting upset about it? If anything, one should use these deficits to their advantage so long as they don't hurt anyone. With these flaws I've mentioned, there is also an opportunity to protect yourself from some of the bullshit that you could encounter. I certainly haven't allowed anyone to get past me. I'm just too sharp mentally and physically, or psychologically rather, to allow it to happen. Well, I got to debate you on that one. I could debate you all day long about whether you're sharp enough mentally and psychologically, because if you were that sharp, you probably wouldn't be asking me all these questions. I mean, some of them, yeah, okay, but like you're asking me so many questions. It's like if you're so sharp and so mentally acute and psychologically acute, I would think that you're capable of making decisions on your own and actually choosing which bag is best for you. I mean, you know, or go online, which, you know, when I chose a bag in my day when I came over here first, I didn't have the internet to just jump on and look and see, you know, 50 different reviews about bags. Though, you know, it wasn't that developed. Anyway, then he wrote me again. Oh, wait a minute, let me finish this here. I was just too sharp mentally and psychologically to allow it to happen. I'm still learning this place and like it here, so I'll remain tolerant. Well, that's a good thing. So then he wrote me again. Hey, just saw the segment where you discussed our last conversation. Truth be told, I'm suffering certain psychological issues, and I'm indeed young, just 21. I don't expect you to have known this, and you could have only responded with the information given. Regardless of whatever details you missed, your advice was still more than sound for the average person, in my opinion. I also remember that you asked me beforehand if you missed anything. I hope this provides some clarity. And then he asked me to please not do another video about that particular issue that he had, you know, with the psychological issues and everything. And the bottom line is this. He wrote me. He wanted the answers. And while I respect his desire for privacy, I never did mention his name. And I'm not mentioning his name in this video. So, sorry, but these are questions, and you're the kind of guy who, this is not a woman kind of chowderhead situation. You're the kind of guy who doesn't belong here long term, okay? And one of the reasons that you don't belong here is, first of all, because it seems like, I mean, he has asked me, he's been on his way to Laos, and he doesn't know if he's going to be allowed to come back. He doesn't know if he's going to get a visa. He's going to go to Cambodia. I told him, listen, Cambodia, it may not be great to get a tourist visa. You might want to think about Laos instead. Oh, why? I know Cambodia. Okay, you know, listen, you asked for my response, I give it to you, and, you know, that's all I can do. Whether you like it or not, it's up to you. But then he wrote me, I guess 2 days ago. Well, actually, he also wrote me after he asked me these questions about the girl and expressed his frustration with people and his relationship and these kind of things. And then he said, why no further follow-up? Well, the reason that there's no further follow-up is because, first of all, he's asked me damn near 20 questions. He's not a member of my website. He's not somebody that I have met. He's not like somebody I would consider a friend. He's just some guy who wrote me. For all I know, this could all be a bunch of bullshit. I don't know. He's not a Patreon patron who I've come to know over the months or anything like that, or somebody who's been commenting on my videos. He's just some guy who emailed me out of the blue. So, you know what? I can only allow myself to care so much. Not that I want to sound uncaring, but I got other things to think about. I only have so many fucks to give. So then he writes me the other day, and this is what prompted me to make this video and go into his, and provide the backdrop for this. He asked me a couple of simple, very, very simple questions, okay? He says, can you tell me how stringent immigration has become on overstayers? What would be the odds of the immigration police searching for individual foreigners who have overstayed? Thanks. Now, I've answered this question a couple of 100 times. All right, maybe I'm exaggerating, but I've actually done videos about my meeting with the number 2 person and his crew from Thai immigration, where they wanted me to spread the word about overstaying. So obviously he hasn't watched some of my videos. He didn't spend the time to type in the word overstay and look for videos in my videos that have to do with overstaying. And it doesn't surprise me because he didn't want to type in reviews of backpacks. He didn't want to type in reviews of cameras and then say, hey, listen, I've reviewed this camera and these lenses. What do you think about these? No, he didn't do that. He wanted me to tell him. And so here it is again. Now, this is, I think he originally contacted me about a year and 2 months ago. He's still asking me the questions that he should know or he should be able to find out himself. Now, as far as overstaying, if you overstay your visa for more than a year and you are caught by the police, you are banned for 5 years. If you overstay for less than a year, you're banned for 5 years. If you overstay for more than 1 year and you're arrested by the police or they catch you, you are banned for 10 years. If you surrender to the authorities and you have overstayed for more than 90 days, you are banned for 1 year. If you overstay for more than 1 year, you're banned for 3 years. If you're overstayed for more than 3 years, you're banned for 5 years. And if you're overstayed for more than 5 years, you are banned for 10 years. Now, in answer to his question, what's the chance of a Thai policeman or immigration coming after you, looking for you because you're overstayed on your visa? Well, the chance of that happening is pretty slim. Slim to none, okay? It just doesn't happen. You know, if you're in an area, let's say you're in some club, and it's an after-hours club, and the cops do a raid, and they want to check people for drugs. They make everybody do a piss test. Well, guess what? They're going to ask you for your passport. They're going to catch you. You're arrested. Boom. You are going to be banned. Okay? That's how it goes. If you're on the street or you're standing there and you're looking around and there happens to be a cop there and the cop kind of walks up, hey, how you doing? Where do you come from? And then you tell him, you have your passport? Now, that happened to me once. But it has happened to many people over the years. So it does happen. Police will just be saying, they're just curious about you. Hey, what's going on? How you doing? Where you come from? And then, you know, that maybe they figure, hey, you know, I might as well check the guy's passport, and they check you out, and if you're overstayed, you're in trouble. So what would be the odds of the immigration police searching for individual foreigners who have overstayed? Not very high at all. Practically nil. They don't go hunting people. They go into areas where there are known illegal aliens or immigrants or illegals who might be overstayed or who have entered without going through immigration or something like that. They like to go to places like that, and that's why they're always arresting people, and they tend to be non-Westerners. Now, how stringent has immigration become? Well, obviously they're pretty stringent. If you're overstayed, there are no, please, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do it. Please, will you let me go? Okay, you're a nice guy. No, that's not how it goes. That's why they had me do the video, I don't know how many years ago, a couple years ago, and that's why they have these rules in place. Now, the thing that really gets me is, why would you write me with this? Okay, maybe somebody you know, maybe somebody that this guy knows is overstayed, and he's afraid, and this guy's asking me. Well, first of all, I'm not here to hold your hand. I don't know you, okay? And frankly, what you do, you're responsible for it, not me. I might be able to help you out, and I tried to help you out in the beginning. I helped you. I bent over backwards to help you, okay? But when you ask me this question, can you tell me how stringent immigration has become on overstayers? Well, somehow I just don't believe that it happens to be one of your friends that's overstayed. Why does it lead me to believe that it's you and you're freaking out going, oh, what do I do now? Well, what you should have done is not overstayed. You should have figured it out and not overstayed. Or your friend should have not overstayed. It's as simple as that. You want to overstay, pay the price. Simple as that. Now, if you're a day or two overstayed and you go to the airport, okay, you'll be fine. You know, you just pay a little bit of money and boom, you're done. I wouldn't recommend that, though. Not at all. Not. This is a different time than 25 years ago, 20 years ago. This is a different era. It's not 200 baht a day. It's 500 baht a day. And now, like I said, they have these laws in place that say, oh, you're going to be banned for 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. First of all, I told you when you said, I feel like this life is no longer worth it. Everyone is out for themselves, and even those closest to me are so backward and screwed up that I passed my threshold. I'm just trying to stay sane. And you're worried about some chick. You know, you've been here, at the time you had been here, I don't know, 3-4 months. And you're already worried about some chick. In my opinion, you don't belong here. You belong home. Either getting help and maturing or just maturing. You need something. I don't know what it is. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a psychiatrist or a therapist or, I'm just some guy online who's giving my opinion, and sometimes I give good advice. I don't know about other times, but that's really all I got on it. If you have to ask about, oh, what's going on with immigration? Well, dude, you've been here for 7 months. Almost 8 months. By now, you should know these things. Now, you should know, hey, I shouldn't overstay. Or my friend shouldn't overstay. By now, you shouldn't have to ask somebody else about this online. You shouldn't have to come to me and ask me this sort of thing. Okay? You're a grown man. Listen, you're 21. You're not 12 years old, and the Thai police are going to go, wow, how come you're overstayed? It's not your fault. No, it's your fault. Take responsibility. Okay? Now get out of here. Go home to mommy and daddy and grow up. That's my advice to you, like it or not. That's all I got. So until next time, I'm Scott. I had a letter. Now that letter is going to be thrown in the garbage where it belongs. Until next time, chok di leo jerken mai. That's good luck. And until next time.